So, welcome to a new episode of Mole in the Morning in the Gaming News. Today, it's a relatively light news day. We have some bangers, but it's a little bit light on the amount of news. Keep in mind that in about 2 hours we have the Nvidia Beyond showcase, where Nvidia will probably announce their far too expensive and far too power hungry new 4000 series. We will, of course, watch this live, and then there will be a separate video about that. But gaming news. So, this is probably one of the bigger news for today. Former PlayStation executive Sean Layden has joined Tencent as a strategic advisor. And Layden says he is to advise, assist, and support the team at Tencent as they deepen their activities and commitments within the industry. And he added, "We are at an epoch defining moment in gaming and interactive entertainment. There are many possible roads ahead, but only a few are profound, broadening, inclusive, edifying, inspiring, and or sustainable. I'm thrilled to continue this journey of discovery and thank Tencent for the opportunity and the money back." He didn't say the last part. That was me. But I know that some people will go like, no, not Tencent. It's like, for everyone who's bitching about Tencent hasn't done anything shady yet. I know people are like, but it's China, so it must be shady. And it's like, well, but they haven't yet. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm definitely somebody who can discuss like letting China into critical infrastructure and all that. Like, right, we have that discussion, and I think it's an important one. But when it comes to Tencent specifically, Tencent has been now owning a lot of companies for sometimes even a decade, and nothing bad happened. Right? Like people are always super quick to go ham on Tencent acquisition, and nothing happens. It's just a reflex at this point, and I hate those reflex moments where people are just going crazy for nothing, right? But I mean, having Sean Layden is probably a good thing. He has been stirring PlayStation to the top of the world with the PlayStation 4. And he has been doing an absolute excellent job in what he has been doing there at the company. And seeing him now at Tencent is, yeah, he might have a good influence. They just use the data and sell it to every Chinese company. Oh, so you mean what Google has been doing for decades, and Chinese companies could have just bought the data from Google and Facebook for $5? Like, this is the thing. Like, if the Chinese government wants your data, they are literally buying 1 million data information on when you basically took a poo from Google and Facebook and Twitter. Like, you can literally buy this data of millions of people for a few cents. They get the data if they want to. But what's with Chinese censorship? Again, nobody has done it. Like, zombies, skeletons, not allowed in China, right? Weird. Path of Exile still has that. Like, nothing got censored. Oh, what's with Blizzard and the Hearthstone tournament and yeah, but that was Blizzard because Blizzard is a dingus sometimes. As in, I don't know. Just seeing China behind everything when someone does somebody stupid, it's like, come on, man. come on, man. You can do better than that. Again, like calling them out on the bullshit they're doing. I'm not saying don't do that. But just can we be a little bit less reactionary, please? Thanks. I appreciate that. Ooh, so this is interesting. Next news. And this is actually really fascinating. So yesterday, the rumor kind of broke that Dan Allen, who has been, well, a YouTube gamer, content creator, and all that on YouTube, has been basically the insider, which was a Twitter handle which cropped up a few weeks ago, where the insider was basically posting a lot of information on games and NDAs. And, well, apparently it was Dan Allen. And how did we found out? Well, he basically, whenever the insider talked about some insider information, Dan Allen was also talking at the same time about that specific game and what is going on in his YouTube channel to basically play the algorithm and cross-promote things. But the biggest screw-up he did was he forgot to log out on the right account. So instead of answering a question as the insider, he answered the question as Dan Allen. Wop, wop, wop. So, of course, he deleted it quickly, but as you know, the internet never forgets. And to top all that, just a few hours later, when the first people were pointing that out, he was quickly deleting the insider Twitter account, and he was also deleting the Dan Allen account, which is like, oh my god, dude. You could have just pretended it's not true, right? And probably a lot of people would have believed you. But deleting your accounts that quickly. And he then issued an apology this morning, and, well, it's not an apology. I'm sorry to everyone for my actions. I am ashamed and disappointed in myself. I'll be taking some time to reflect on my poor decisions, which will never occur again. To everyone that has supported me over the years, I'm truly sorry I let you down. Dan. Alright, Dan, listen up, buddy. First of all, I'm ashamed and disappointed in myself. Dude, you didn't fall over and stumbled upon something and broke like a super expensive vase, right? You decided to take all the information from probably a lot of NDAs you have signed in the recent years and make a Twitter account to get some clout out of it. That was your decision. You acted in a malicious contempt here. And yeah, F you. I'll be taking some time to reflect on my poor decisions. Oh, don't you worry about that, Dan. So will all the companies who probably broke you broke their NDAs when they are sending their lawyers after you. Because if people still haven't realized it, an NDA is a legally binding contract. Like, the people have still forgotten about this is just flabbergasting. When you sign an NDA, you are signing a legally binding contract that you are not talking about anything here. And if you break that content, the company is allowed to sue your ass to oblivion. But why do gaming companies not do that when some, like, weird guy on Twitter breaks the NDA? Because it's not worth it. They just ban the person into oblivion. You will never be invited into one of those events ever again. And whatever. Like, when little Mikey is doing it, nobody cares. But when, like, an influencer with over or nearly 200,000 subscribers on YouTube and a history of, like, doing gaming reviews and whatnot is doing this, it's a completely different dimension. And to be honest, as a journalist, as somebody who does content creation, this pisses me off. This pisses me really, really off. And I hope he is getting sued to oblivion. Because it also, unfortunately, puts, like, smaller content creators in a very bad position. I had moments in my content creation career where the company literally was telling me, hey dude, we don't trust you. We cannot let you in right now because small profile content creator means high chance for breaking the NDA for cloud. And when I see this shit happening, I totally understand where those companies are coming from. I totally do. Like, I can completely understand when somebody says, hey Mo, like, later, not now. Like, we are not trusting anyone. Like, this harms content creators. Yep. This harms content creators quite a bit. And it sucks. So, just don't. Just don't. Just don't. Like, I don't get it. I really don't. So, that's that. Had a little bit of a rant there. The next update, I know I made a video about this. Yesterday on my YouTube channel, but if you have missed it, Blizzard has now announced the closed-end game beta. Now, what is that supposed to mean? Well, that means that Blizzard wants to test the end game. They want to test the end game of Diablo 4. And I said it in my video yesterday, that is such a fantastic thing to do. Because, well, they didn't do that for Diablo 3, and it was a disaster. Right? It was an absolute disaster when it happened, and there wasn't really an end game. The balance was completely foobar, and it was just bad. It was just bad. By the way, if you want to know what exactly happened to Diablo 3, keep an eye out for the weekend and the new episode of my Diablo series, which is covering exactly that. Self-advertisements. Nice. But yeah, let's watch the video here very quickly and see what Blizzard has to say for themselves. Oh yeah, by the way, if you're wondering, that's weird. They changed the producer. Yeah, they had to change the producer. The previous producer was very hands-on with his colleagues. Yeah, he was one of the people who was very hands-on. So they had to find a new producer. That was about a year ago. Yeah, just to put that out there. If you haven't seen the Diablo developers in quite some time.
Hello, everyone.
Let's watch
I'm Rod
this.
Ferguson.
Hi, Rod.
And I'm Joe Shelley. Now, as Diablo 4 marches towards its launch next year, we're excited to announce that we'll soon be entering a new testing phase, an endgame closed beta focused on everything that happens after you finish the Epic campaign.
Since it's a closed beta, we'll be directly inviting a large number of people using gameplay data to find players who have recently spent significant time in Diablo endgame experiences.
So I want to throw this out immediately. Whoops, sorry, hit the microphone there. I want to throw this out immediately. You can still sign up till October 13, right? October 13, and they will invite people till November 18th. So the best advice I can give you to increase your chances to get into this endgame closed beta is probably to play a lot of Diablo 3 or Diablo 2 till that date. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. Wish me luck.
These players will give us feedback on endgame features like PvP, Nightmare Dungeons, Whispers of the Dead, and our newest feature, Helltide. To be eligible to receive our invite,
I love Rod's smile there when he mentions Helltide.
And don't worry, if you're not invited, public testing phases will come early next year.
Now, participants in the endgame beta will be under NDA, so they won't be able to discuss it publicly. But this feedback is critical to ensuring Sanctuary is an exciting place to slay demons long after the campaign is over. And on behalf of the Diablo 4 team, I want to say thanks for your support. And we'll have even more news to share later this year, so stay tuned. And in the meantime, hail Lilith, Blessed Mother.
He said that so casually. He says that so casually. Yeah, by the way, for everyone who's like, Rod Ferguson, who was he? He was actually one of the big shots at Xbox. And he was, before he moved to Blizzard, he was the franchise leader of Gears of War. Like, he was taking care of the Gears of War franchise. Again, kind of funny that Quick, who was like, what, the vice president or something at Xbox, and Rod Ferguson, who was like the franchise something at Gears of War at Xbox, moved to Blizzard, and then Blizzard got bought by Xbox. So they're basically back to Xbox. It's kind of hilarious when you think about it. Yeah. But yeah, so this is happening. As I said, they will invite the people who have been playing a lot of Diablo 3 and Diablo 2 Resurrected Endgame. They are also talking about some of the features which will be available: the Helltide, the Nightmare Dungeon, Whispers of the Dead, and Fields of the Hatred, and of course the Paragon boards. If you want to get more details about what this all means, make sure to check out my recent video on my channel regarding Diablo. Yes. But I can give you a super quick overview what Helltide is. Helltide is basically the rifts in Rift. If you still remember that, specific zones where monsters will just appear, and then at the end a super monster will appear, and you have to fight that with all the random people coming together. So they basically bring Rift back, which, as somebody who really enjoyed the idea of just Rift and Rifts, I'm all for it, so thank you very much. Then we have the Nightmare Dungeons, which are basically the dungeons you have already visited as a leveling process, but much, much harder. If you have played World of Warcraft, right, like having those dungeons where you need like certain keys, and then you can upgrade the keys, and with that the dungeon gets harder and harder progressively. They took that idea directly from World of Warcraft and just threw it into Diablo 4, right? Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's definitely a concept a lot of people enjoy. Yeah, Mythic Dungeons. Thank you. I have never played them. This is how long I have been disconnected from World of Warcraft. Pretty much, yeah. Whispers of the Dead. This is basically your adventure mode. This is literally the adventure mode of Diablo 3. Where you're going to a tree, the tree tells you, hey, there are those events on the world maps you can go to. Do whatever this event is asking from you. Then you are earning points. And when you have collected 10 Grim Favors, by probably doing 10 Whispers of the Dead, you are getting your stuff. Right? So it's literally the adventure mode. It's literally the adventure mode they're bringing back. Right? It's nothing crazy. And then we have the Fields of Hatred, which is PvP. And this reminds me of Anquirai PvP. So you have to collect Seeds of Hatred. You have to bring them back to your hideout, right, to your base, where it will then transform into red dust. And the Seeds of Hatred can be stolen from you if you were getting killed in PvP. The red dust cannot. Again, it's very what they did in Anquirai with the word event, right? Where you had to collect something and then you had to bring it back to your base. And that's basically what they are doing with the Fields of Hatred and PvP. And the Paragon boards is the new living system. I want beta. Well, if you want to get beta, please make sure to get to the Battle.net website or the Battle.net launcher. Click on account settings, view account, privacy and communication. Go to communication preference, which you can see right here, and make sure that news and special offers from Battle.net has a check mark. And then you save that. This allows you to be invited for the beta. Also very important, as I said before, they will invite tons of people who have been playing Diablo 3 or Diablo 2 Resurrected Endgame. So make sure you are doing that. Because they really want people to give them feedback on the endgame. As I said, Diablo 3 didn't do that, and that was a complete disaster. Yep. That was a complete disaster. So good that they're doing it now. Alrighty. Oh my God. We just got the news. Oh my God. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. So, this is fantastic news. Let's jump right into it. The Emperor has decreed that it is time for the closed beta of Warhammer 40k Darktide. Betas start clearing your calendar on the 14th to the 16th of October. We are opening the gates of Tertium for closed beta test on PC, Steam and Microsoft Store. So I assume this is coming to Game Pass day one. So if you haven't already, go to our sign-up page, fill out the form, and get the chance to join in on the carnage. If you have already filled out the form, we sent you out last month. You don't need to do anything else. So if you have been signing up for the network test, which happened last month, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. But yeah, Darktide is finally getting close beta. Super happy about this. Huge fan of the game. I have been playing the network test. Unfortunately, I signed an NDA, and with that, I cannot talk about it. But let's just say, I'm really looking forward to this. And please, folks, if you want to play this, and maybe we can get some rounds together so that I don't have to play with some weird-ass random people, that would highly appreciate it. Thanks. Thanks. I would highly appreciate that. Yes. When is October 14th? That's a Friday, isn't it? That's a Friday, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. So it's a beta weekend, so to speak. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I would have loved to have something in would to have something in the week. But hey, I take it. That's pretty good news. With that said, we have one more news, and I will make something very clear. This has some disturbing topic in it. This topic will contain discussion of sexual assault. So please be aware of this if you are not, you don't want to hear about it. You should swap out now. But what basically happens right now is seems that the upper echelon of all the Twitch streamers, you know, the 0.01% streamers, are now emptying their closets, and everyone is just throwing skeletons at each other. Which would be hilarious if it wouldn't be that serious. So what happened? Well, basically, Slyker, who was a Twitch streamer who also did like the gambling stuff, where he did steal like money from a lot of his viewers, about $300,000, just to fuel his Counter-Strike Global Offensive skin gambling addiction. As it now turns out, this dude also tried to rape a woman, drug her, and then tried to rape her. Now, that in itself is already pretty horrible, but it gets absolutely weird when his big streamer friends are now jumping on stream and trying to defend this behavior with, hey dude, like, as long as he didn't penetrate her, like, it was just some low-level sexual harassment and nobody really cares about that nowadays anymore. It's like, what the absolute F? What? This is just disgusting. So this is coming apparently from the streamer Miskiv, who is pretty big on the platform. And it's like, cool. And then other partners surrounding that streamers are jumping in and are like, yeah, it's not that bad. And so everyone is now opening their closets and they are trying to just throw the skeletons at each other. And it's just so disturbing to see. Like, as you know, I'm normally not dabbling into streaming drama because I really just icky. I want to stay away from that. It's like, ugh, come on, man, that's not real news. But I will be honest, like, this is just disgusting. Yeah, like, if you are... And, by the way, the girl was apparently underage when it came to drinking. She was 19, when she was invited to the house party. And yeah, he then drugged her and tried to have sex with her. Because, that's not rape, that's just having some fun on the party, right? Yay! And it's like, oh, you have to, yeah. 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 So, and now like everyone is just trying to throw the other content creator under the bus and trying to kind of save their necks. Will this do anything? Will Twitch do anything? No. This will probably just blow over in like 2 weeks and then nothing will happen, which is always a good sign. Like, as I said, like Twitch has been, this is one of the reasons I just don't want to be associated with the platform. But Mo, there are probably tons of those people here on YouTube. Yeah, probably. I would not deny that. It would be stupid for me. But when it comes to that, it really comes down to how do they react. And so far, interestingly enough, YouTube actually did react to stuff like this. Like, yeah. Yeah. So we will see how that goes, but right now it's basically the beginning of a huge shit show. And it's kind of funny that also apparently the partners on Twitch are involved, who started the whole thing 2 days ago of be responsible, think about the children, yada yada yada, stop gambling on Twitch. And then this shit happens, and it's like, wow, speaking about hypocrisy here. Wow, okay. Like, look, I'm not pretend that I'm somebody who is like completely innocent in his life. I have done some bullshit. I have done some questionable things, but never this. And like, ugh, right? Like, yeah, sure, you do some stupid things, especially if you were younger. And thank God that the internet wasn't really around when I was 16. Like, the stupid things I said and I have done at that age, ooh, like, ooh, makes your skin crawl a bit. But it's like, dude, A, you're not 16. You're what, 30 at this point? B, it's your career, treat it as such. And, well, C, don't be a rapist? Like, why is this so hard for some people? To not be the scum of the earth. Like, just, I don't know. That's just me. Just, yeah. I don't view women as people. Yeah. There are tons of men who think, unfortunately, like that. Yep. And by the way, Byron, I will answer this after we are done with the news segment. But yeah, we will see how this continues. If anything happens, I will keep it posted. If there's anything interesting besides of more skeletons of just people trying to throw each other under the bus, I will definitely keep it posted. But with that said, we are at the end of the gaming news. In about 1.5 hours, we will be back with the NVIDIA showcase. If you want to check that out, make sure to probably post a link in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube and not live. And yeah, with that said, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. And if you're new to the channel, you want to see more gaming news, we are doing this daily here with Mole in the Morning in the Gaming News from Monday to Friday. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and check out the live stream. With that said, thanks so much for watching. See you next time.